Hey, incredible women, today we're about to embark on a journey together, one that's going to dig deep into something we've all wrestled with at some point, self-doubt. That little voice that creeps in and says, "You're not good enough. You can't do this," or "Why even bother trying?" It's a universal experience. Every single one of us has felt it, that tightness in your chest, that hesitation in your step, that moment where you wonder if you're cut out for the dreams you hold in your heart. But here's the good news. You're not alone. And that doubt, it doesn't get to define you. Today, we're going to unpack it, face it, and overcome it together. So grab a cozy spot, maybe a cup of tea or coffee, and let's get started, because you, yes, you, are about to step into a version of yourself that's stronger than you've ever imagined. Let's begin with a simple truth. Self-doubt isn't a sign of failure. It's a sign you're human. I mean, think about it. Have you ever met someone who's never doubted themselves? Probably not, because even the most confident women out there, the ones we look up to, have had their moments. I've had mine too. I remember the first time I thought about starting this channel. I was sitting on my couch, scrolling through YouTube, watching all these amazing creators, and this wave of doubt hit me like a ton of bricks. Who am I to do this? I don't have the perfect setup, the perfect voice, the perfect anything. What if I stumble over my words? What if no one cares? I almost talked myself out of it right then and there, but something inside me, a tiny spark, said, just try. And I did. I hit record on my shaky little phone camera, and here we are. That's the thing about self-doubt. It's loud, but it's not the boss of you unless you let it be. So where does it come from? Why does it feel so heavy sometimes? For a lot of us, it starts early. Maybe you were a little girl with big dreams. Maybe you wanted to be an astronaut, a singer, a scientist. And someone, somewhere along the way, said, that's not for you. Maybe it was a teacher who didn't see your potential, a parent who meant well but pushed you towards something practical, or even a friend who laughed at your wild ideas. Those moments stick, don't they? They plant seeds, and over time, those seeds grow into this tangled mess of I can't and I shouldn't. I had a moment like that when I was 10. I loved drawing, scribbling little sketches of flowers and animals. And I showed one to my uncle. He chuckled and said, "That's cute, but you're not exactly Picasso." He didn't mean to hurt me, but I carried that for years. Every time I picked up a pencil after that, I'd hear his voice, and I'd put it down. Doubt doesn't always come from malice. It can come from offhand comments, from the world's expectations, from people who don't even realize the weight of their words. And then there's the stuff we pile on ourselves. Comparison is a big one, right? You're scrolling through Instagram, seeing these women with their perfect lives, perfect hair, perfect jobs, perfect everything, and you start thinking, I'm so far behind. Or maybe you've got a friend who's killing it in her career, and you're still figuring things out, and that voice chimes in, she's got it together, why don't you? I used to do that all the time. I'd watch other creators and think, they've got thousands of subscribers, fancy editing, all the gear, I'll never catch up. But here's what I learned. Comparison is a thief. It steals your joy, your focus, your unique magic. Because the truth is, no one's life is as perfect as it looks online, and no one's path is supposed to look like yours. Let's talk about why this matters so much. Self-doubt isn't just a feeling, it's a roadblock. It keeps you from the things you're meant to do, the life you're meant to live. Think about something you've always wanted to try. Maybe it's starting a business, writing a book, going back to school, or even just speaking up in a meeting without second-guessing yourself. What's stopping you? If you're honest, it's probably that little whisper of doubt. It's telling you you're not ready, not smart enough, not brave enough, and every time you listen to it, you stay stuck. I don't want that for you. I don't want you to look back in 10 years and wonder, what if I'd just gone for it? Because you deserve more than that. You deserve to chase your dreams, to take up space, to shine as bright as you were born to. So how do we beat it? How do we take this thing that's been holding us back and turn it into fuel? It's not about snapping your fingers and making it disappear. Doubt's too stubborn for that. It's about learning to dance with it, to move forward even when it's tagging along. Step one is recognizing it for what it is. Don't let it hide in the shadows, pulling strings without you noticing. Call it out. When you hear that voice saying you'll fail, say back, hey, I see you. I know what you're up to. It's like catching a kid sneaking cookies. You shine a light on it, and it loses some of its power. I started doing this a few years ago. Every time I'd think I'm not good enough, I'd pause and ask, where's this coming from? Is this true? Most of the time it wasn't. It was just old baggage I've been carrying around. Step two is rewriting the story. You've got to talk to yourself differently. I know. It sounds cheesy, like something out of a self-help book, but hear me out. The words you say to yourself matter. If you're constantly thinking, I can't, your brain starts believing it. Flip it around. Instead of, I can't do this, try, I'm figuring this out. Instead of, I'm not enough, say, I'm growing every day. It's not about faking it. It's about planting new seeds. I started doing this when I launched this channel. Every time I'd mess up a take. And trust me, there were a lot of mess ups. I'd say, I'm learning, I'm getting better, and you know what? I did. Over time, those little affirmations became my truth. Step three is action. This is the big one. Doubt loves it when you sit still. It feeds on what if and maybe later. The best way to shut it up? Do something. Anything. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be huge. Just start. Want to write that book? Write one sentence. Want to get fit? Take a 10-minute walk. You want to ask for that promotion? Practice what you'll say in the mirror. Action builds momentum, and momentum builds confidence, and confidence kicks doubt to the curb. I'll never forget the first video I posted. My hands were shaking, my voice cracked halfway through, but I uploaded it. And every video after that got a little easier. You don't have to feel ready, you just have to move. Let me tell you about a woman I met named Lisa. She's in her 30s, works a regular office job, but she's always wanted to be a photographer. She'd take these gorgeous pictures on her phone, sunsets, her kids, little moments, and she'd show them to me, but then she'd say, oh, it's just a hobby, I'm not a real photographer. That doubt kept her from even trying. One day, Amy said, Lisa, why don't you share these? They're amazing. She hesitated, but I pushed her. Just post one online, see what happens. She did, nervous as anything. And within a day, people were commenting, this is stunning, you should sell these. That tiny step, posting one photo, changed everything. She started an Instagram page, took a weekend photography class, and last I heard, she's booking clients for family portraits. All because she didn't let doubt win, she took that first step. That's what I want for you. I want you to think about one thing, one dream, one goal that doubt's been holding you back from. Maybe it's something big like starting your own business, or something smaller like joining a gym. Whatever it is, picture it, feel it. Now ask yourself, what's the tiniest step you could take toward it? Not the whole mountain, just one foothold. Write it down. Right now, pause this video if you need to. Grab a pen and jot it down. Because here's the thing, you don't have to climb the whole mountain today. You just have to start. And when you do, something magical happens. You prove to yourself that you can. That first video I made, it wasn't perfect. The lighting was off. I stumbled over my words, but I did it. And every time I hit upload after that, I got a little braver. You will too. Every step you take chips away at that doubt, like water wearing down a rock. It might not vanish completely, mine still pops up sometimes, but it gets quieter, manageable. You get to a point where you can say, okay, I hear you, but I'm doing this anyway. Let's talk about fear for a second, because it's tied up with doubt. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being perfect. I get it. When I started this channel, I was terrified of what people would think. What if they hate it? What if they leave mean comments? But Here's what I realized. The people who matter, the ones who will lift you up, outnumber the haters every time. And even if you fail, so what? Failure's not the end. It's a lesson. I've had videos flaw and views so low I wondered if I should quit. But each one taught me something, how to edit better, how to connect deeper. Failure's just a detour, not a dead end. Now, let's get real about perfection. How many of us hold back because we think we need to be flawless first? I used to think, I'll start when I have a better camera, when I sound more polished. But perfection is a myth. It's a trap. You don't need to be perfect to start. You need to start to get better. Look at any woman you admire. She didn't get there overnight. She stumbled, she learned, she grew. You can too. Give yourself permission to be messy, to be a beginner. That's where the good stuff happens. I want to share another story. My friend Maria, she's in her 50s now, but back in her 20s, she wanted to be a teacher. She'd always loved helping people learn. But doubt told her, you're not smart enough. You didn't finish college. Who'd listen to you? So she worked retail instead, year after year, feeling unfulfilled. Then, in her 40s, she volunteered at a community center, helping kids with homework. She was nervous, those old doubts flared up, but the kids loved her. She had a gift. That led to a part-time tutoring gig, then a full-time job at an after-school program. Now she's training to get her teaching certificate. She told me I wasted so much time doubting myself, I wish I'd started sooner. Don't let that be your story. Start where you are with what you have. Let's talk about the people around you because they can fuel your doubt or lift you past it. Surround yourself with cheerleaders, not naysayers. I had a friend who'd always say, YouTube? That's a long shot. Why bother? It stung, and for a while I believed her. Then I found this community, women like you, who'd comment, keep going, you're inspiring me. Those voices drowned out the negativity. Find your tribe. They don't have to be perfect, they just have to believe in you. And if you don't have them yet, you've got me. I believe in you. Sometimes doubt comes from the past. Old wounds, mistakes you can't let go of. I used to beat myself up over every misstep. A job I quit too soon, a relationship I handled badly. I'd think, that proves I'm a mess. But here's what I learned. Your past isn't your future. It's a chapter, not the whole book. You get to write the next page. Forgive yourself. You were doing your best with what you knew then. Now you know more. Use it. Let's try something together. Close your eyes for a second. Don't worry, I'll wait. Picture yourself 5 years from now living without this doubt holding you back. What do you see? Are you running that business? Traveling the world? Standing tall in your own skin? Hold that image. Feel it in your bones. That's not a fantasy. That's a possibility. And it starts with one choice: to act despite the doubt. I want to give you some tools to carry with you. First, affirmations. I know they sound woo-woo, but they work. Try this one. I am enough, and I'm growing stronger every day. Say it in the mirror, write it on a sticky note, make it your phone wallpaper. Second, a doubt-busting question. What's the worst that could happen? Seriously, play it out. If I bomb a video, what's the worst? A few awkward comments? I'll survive. Third, celebrate your wins. Big or small. Did you get out of bed today? Win. Did you try something new? Win. Stack those up, and doubt starts losing ground. Let's talk about resilience, because overcoming doubt isn't a one-and-done deal. It's a practice. Some days you'll feel unstoppable. Other days that voice will sneak back in. That's okay. I still have mornings where I think, am I cut out for this? But I've learned to ride it out. I'll take a walk, call a friend, watch a funny video, anything to shift the energy. Then I get back to it. You can too. You're tougher than you think. Here's a little secret. Doubt often shows up when you're close to something big. It's like a guard dog barking loudest at the gate to your dreams. When I was about to hit 1,000 subscribers, the doubt was deafening. They'll unsubscribe, you'll mess up, but I pushed through, and crossing that milestone felt like flying. If your doubt's loud right now, maybe you're on the edge of a breakthrough. Don't back down. I want to tell you about my mom for a minute. She's the strongest woman I know, but she didn't always see it. Growing up, she wanted to be a nurse, but life got in the way. Kids, bills, all of it. She'd say, "I'm too old now. I missed my chance." Doubt kept her stuck. Then, in her 60s, she took a caregiving course, just to help out at church, she said. But she was a natural. She started working part-time at a senior home, and now she's there full-time, lighting up those residents' lives. She told me, "I didn't know I had this in me." You've got something in you, too. Maybe you don't see it yet, but it's there. Let's talk about time, because that's another trick doubt plays. It's too late, it says. You should have started years ago. But that's a lie. It's never too late. I read about a woman who started running marathons at 70, another who launched a company at 55. Time's only a limit if you let it be. You've got today. That's enough. Now let's get practical. Say you want to overcome doubt about your body. Start small. Wear something that feels good, not just what's flattering. Or maybe it's your career. Update your resume, even if it's rusty. Doubt shrinks when you give it less room to breathe. Pick one area of your life and try one thing. You'll surprise yourself. I want to share a moment that changed me. I was at a women's event, feeling out of place, like I didn't belong. A speaker got up, tall, confident, everything I thought I wasn't. And she said, "Every one of you is here because you're enough." I cried, not because I was sad, but because I realized I'd been waiting for someone to tell me that. You don't need to wait. I'm telling you now, you're enough. Let's talk about dreams again, because they're worth it. Whatever yours is, it's not silly or selfish. It's yours. Maybe it's painting, singing, teaching, traveling, whatever sets your soul on fire. Doubt will say that's impractical, but who cares? Life's too short for practical. Chase what lights you up. You'll figure out the how along the way. I want you to imagine a world where you don't let doubt win. You speak up in that meeting. You sign up for that class. You post that photo. Start that blog. Ask for that date. It's not about being fearless, about being brave anyway. I've seen it in myself. Every video I make, I still get butterflies, but I hit record because I know you're out there and I want to reach you. Let's try a little exercise. Think of a time you doubted yourself, but did it anyway. Maybe you aced a test you thought you'd fail, or nailed a recipe you were sure you'd botch. Got it? Hold that feeling. That's proof you've beaten doubt before. You can do it again. I want to tell you about a viewer who messaged me. Let's call her Jen. She's 28, works a dead-end job, and wrote, "I want to go back to school, but I'm scared I'm too old, too broke." I told her, "You're not too anything. Start with one class, apply for a scholarship. You've got this." Last week, she emailed me. She's enrolled, part-time, and loving it. Doubt almost stole that from her, but she fought back. You can fight back too. Let's talk about the big picture. Overcoming doubt isn't just about you. It's about what you give the world. Your courage inspires others. When I started this channel, I didn't know if it'd matter. Then you started commenting, "This got me through a tough day. You made me try again." That's the ripple effect. Your strength lifts us all. Let's get real for a second. I've seen this play out in my own life, in the lives of women I love, in the stories you've shared with me, in the comments. I remember my friend Lisa. She's this brilliant, funny, warm person who always wanted to write a book. She had this incredible idea, pages of notes scribbled in notebooks, but every time I'd ask her about it, she'd shrug and say, "Oh, I don't know. I'm not a real writer. What if it's terrible?" Years went by, years, and that doubt kept her stuck. Until one day, she decided she was tired of waiting to feel ready. She started writing, messy and imperfect, and you know what? She finished that book. It's not on shelves yet, but she did it. She told me later, the hardest part wasn't the writing, it was believing I could. That's what self-doubt does. It tricks you into thinking the obstacle is out there, when really it's in here. So how do we fight it? How do we start breaking free? It's not about snapping your fingers and making it disappear, though wouldn't that be nice? It's about taking it one step at a time, building a new way of seeing yourself, a new way of moving through the world. First, you've got to notice it. You can't change what you don't see. Next time that voice pipes up, don't just let it ramble on like background noise. Call it out. Say, hey, I hear you, but you're not in charge today. I used to keep a little journal, and I write down every doubtful thought that popped into my head. Things like, I'm not smart enough for this, or people will think I'm a fraud. Then I'd look at it and ask, is this true? Where's the proof? Most of the time, there wasn't any. It was just old fears, old tapes playing on repeat. Try it, write it down, look at it, question it. You'll be amazed how flimsy it starts to feel. Then start talking back to it. Replace those lies with something real. If your mind says, I can't do this, say, I'm figuring it out. If it says, I'm not enough, say, I'm growing, and that's enough for now. It's not about faking it. It's about choosing what you feed. Your words shape your reality, and you get to decide what that reality looks like. I started doing this when I was building this channel. Every time I'd think this video is going to flop, I'd say out loud, I'm doing my best, and that's all I can ask. And guess what? It worked. Not because every video was perfect, but because I stopped letting doubt decide how I'd feel about it. Action comes next. Doubt loves to keep you still, stuck, spinning in circles. So move, do something, anything to prove it wrong. It doesn't have to be huge. Want to start something new? Don't wait for the perfect plan. Research one thing, write one sentence, take one tiny step. When I started this channel, I didn't have fancy equipment or a big audience waiting. I had a phone, a corner of my apartment, and a whole lot of nerves. But I pressed record. That's it, that one action led to this moment right here with you. What's your one action? What's that first step you've been putting off? Whatever it is, do it today. Not tomorrow, today. Let me tell you about someone else who did this. My cousin Maria. She's a mom of two, works full-time, and always wanted to run a marathon. But she'd say, but I'm not a runner. I'll never make it. Doubt had her convinced she'd fail before she even started. Then one day, she laced up her sneakers and walked a mile. Just one. The next day, she did it again. Then she jogged a little. 6 months later, she crossed that marathon finish line, tears streaming down her face, and she said, I didn't just run 26 miles. I ran past every excuse I ever made. That's what happens when you move. Doubt doesn't stand a chance.